You know, we live in a very chaotic world. We live in a very chaotic world, baby. Very chaotic world. And in this video, I just want to showcase and talk about the chaos, talk about the possible solution, and a trend that I'm noticing nowadays. When it comes to the little darlings, we're talking about the children. When we were in school, I remember the dissension in the behavior. Things started to go south when I was in high school. I remember this clear as day. It was like around grade 10, you know. We started to take risk. And when I say we as children, we started to take risk. And we started to do things that was different than the norm. Alright? We started to make the adults uncomfortable. You know what I mean? They became uncomfortable because the things that we started to do, you know what I mean? We just started to do, you all know what I'm talking about, man. But this was like in 10th grade, 11th grade, you know? We're talking about like the mid-90s. That's when I was in high school, you know, early 90s, the mid-90s, yeah. Graduated, yeah. Anyway, and what happened, mid to late 90s, what happened was that when we graduated and we became adults, we took on this mentality that we're not going to do to our kids what our parents did to us. Now I want you to know something. There is moral decay in the world over, but especially among the youngsters, because you could see it, you know. Because right now you got parents who are saying that, boy, listen, I ain't putting you through what I going through. That's the first thing, and then a lot of them don't even have the wherewithal and how to discipline, because they want their children to be their friends. So they're actually friends with their children and not parent. They don't parent. The parents are not parenting. They want to be friends with their children. Therefore, the children don't have no respect. So we have a lot of spoiled brats, rude spoiled brats, real talk, entering the school system, and they are being bred from small to be disrespectful. You know what I mean? I'm giving you all a little thought at the same time, you see, and this make it more interesting, the video. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's what's happening. So the only way for us to get some type of normalcy back in terms of to get our children in check, we have to introduce the Bible to them, and of course morality to them. Also, structure needs to come back. The nuclear family is necessary, boy. We need mommy and daddy in the house, and daddy is daddy and mommy is mommy. You all know where they coming from. Man is man and woman is woman. Not no confusion up in there. Yeah, boy. Because what's happening, and the devil is at work. He's hard at work. He's hard. Trust me, he is hard at work. The scripture say that. He putting in overtime because he knows, one, his time is coming to an end. But we got to save these young children as we continue to enter into the last days, because we're already in the last days. But we got to try to save some of them at least. We got to save some of them, buddy. And our adults need saving also. But some of them so far gone. But the little darlings, whose hearts and whose subconscious mind are still impressionable, we still can leave an indelible impact on their lives. But there has to be structure. That's why whenever I go to my wife's school, my wife being a teacher, I would try to speak words of wisdom to the children. And I try within that short space of time, a few minutes, because it'd be like sometimes 3 minutes, 2 minutes, they see me. And I enter the room morning. They be like, morning. Like, you know, like morning. Like me and them are the same like company. I say, no. What are you supposed to say when an adult enters the room? Then they say, good morning, Mr. Cunningham. And how are you today? That's what they say. But when you see them, but they morning. No. They're getting beside themselves. All right? And I don't tolerate disrespect. Because I don't disrespect nobody. But you see what I'm saying? Like, we have to. Because a lot of these children, believe it or not, they're from broken homes. They're from broken homes. They don't know their daddy. They've never seen their fathers. Some of them, their fathers are dead. Mother dead. And they're being raised or locked up. And they're being raised by their grandparents. Not your grandparent. They're a grandparent. A grandparent, you know, versus this Generation Z, I think, is a disconnect, you know, and the bridge between the grandparent and the child is the parent. No, the bridge between the grandparent, and the grandchild is the parent. And see, that's the problem. Not and if the parents have a warped mentality, a warped belief system, that will cause things to be different among the children. And that's why we are having the problem that we are having today. We got to switch it up, guys. We really got to switch it up. We got to switch it up. You know what I mean? We have to. Because trust me, we cannot be breeding criminals, babe. We cannot be breeding criminals. You know what I mean? We can't be breeding criminals, babe. We can't afford to. Because there's too much criminals now. Because when you have a educational system that's first of all, when the home is out of order, then you produce children that's out of order. Those out of order, and this is the Emil Durkheim. This is the Emil Durkheim effect, where functionalism can't happen if there is something missing in the society. Because if you have a dysfunctional home, you will have dysfunctional children, and then the dysfunctional child is going to school, and they're going to disrupt the teacher while she's trying to teach to functional children and dysfunctional children, causing the quality of education to be lackluster because they're constantly interrupted by the dysfunctional child, and thus producing, you understand, affecting the level of education that the child receives. And because of that, now you have a spin-off in an illiterate adult, or they have elements of the educational experience missing, spawning a criminal by default. So we gotta fix the problem, guys. Yeah, man.